to the stream. This is legit, right? So before you ask any further, it looks like that it is very much legit that the Bitcoin ETFs are finally approved. They came in much quicker than anticipated, and it's on the official Twitter account of the SEC, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, first of all. We have been waiting for this moment for now, literally, it's been years. Ever since crypto was a thing, everybody's been expecting Bitcoin to reach out to the institutional investors. And finally, ladies and gents, finally, crypto kids, Bitcoin has been approved of the ETFs, and we could see it trading anytime soon. Wow. So, okay, I need to fix this over here. So let me just get rid of this on that monitor. And hopefully if I switch to the browser, there we go. So it's perfect, guys. Destroy the like button and let's celebrate, right? It's a time to celebrate. I literally just recorded a video and I was just about to upload it saying that we have just a couple of hours left for the ETF approvals itself. But as soon as we got the official announcement, I decided to discard that video and make a completely new live stream. Welcome, guys. Today is an amazing day because breaking, we've also got it confirmed by the SEC themselves on their tweet that breaking, wow, SEC is approving the Bitcoin ETFs. Didn't expect them to break the news this way, but this is indeed an official account as far as I'm aware. We still need to put our investigator hats on and make sure that this is the situation and there's no funny business going on here. But from our initial perspective, we can see that it is an official account of the SEC. So let's do some investigating. I'm going to be doing some investigating into this together because it's literally just happening right now. This is a breaking news live stream. Again, your like would be very much appreciated. It is 1:30 a.m. here in Dubai. And thank you very much for all of your wishes. Good luck wishes for the math exam today. It went amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. What is happening on the Bitcoin price? Now, Bitcoin saw a move all the way to $47,800. Wow, I'm seeing it is getting hacked. No, I don't think it's hacked. We'll see what happens. So Bitcoin is dumping now. Look, we've been saying that this move has been getting priced in. I've been mentioning that the move has been getting priced in. All of these accumulators, these buyers in the past couple of months. It's been 10 months now since we got the first ever BlackRock Bitcoin Spot ETF news. And during this time period, everybody has been purchasing Bitcoin already. We've been waiting for this moment for 10 months. All of the ups and downs that you can see over in this chart have been because of the ETF news. And finally, now that we've come to the deadline and approval, it looks like Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of a drop towards the downside, but I wouldn't be fooled by anything. Right now is a time of incredible volatility. We saw options traders starting to exit their options positions due to the amount of volatility that has been expected in the market. But so far, we took profit exactly at the very crucial line of resistance. If you remember in the previous live stream yesterday, we took profit from our long trade at $46,900 because that has been the very crucial level of resistance that Bitcoin has been facing since March of 2022. So it looks like the account may have been hacked. Was it hacked? No way. It can't be. It can't be hacked, for sure not. So let me check if this was the situation. Eric Balkanus, come on, come in clutch. You guys got to come in clutch. The SEC, you're joking. No way. You're joking. This can't be true. So apparently the SEC spokesman told Bloomberg they're not approved yet. You're joking. So apparently, okay, we got to change the title of this live stream and prevent misinformation. So let me just switch to this camera here, and if I let me change the title of the stream. No way this is happening. I can't. Is my audio back? Is my audio back? My audio should be back. Apologies for that. We've been having just a couple of technical difficulties. But guys, I can't believe that we've been rugged this hard. How does this happen? How does this happen? What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be changing the title of this live stream in case you weren't able to hear me, because we want to prevent misinformation. Now, this is absolutely unbelievable and out of this world. So, but we got to put fake news once again. This is giving me flashbacks of what happened with with what happened with the Cointelegraph, but I can't believe the official SEC Twitter has been hacked. That is just absolutely mind-blowing. So bear with me until I change the title of this stream, and I need to get rid of the post, the community post. It's hectic. Crypto is going absolutely crazy right now. It's going bonkers, and it's super unfortunate that we've been dropping so hard. We've not been dropping, but the price has been holding up fine, which is, thank God we're holding up fine. And let's get rid of this. Oh God, I can't believe it. I can't believe this has happened. It was fake news. It was fake news. It was fake news. Their Twitter got hacked. Their Twitter account. Their Twitter got hacked. Oh boy, man, this is super unfortunate. So okay, I alerted everyone, and now we are safe to go ahead and make sure that everything is correct, because in situations like this, you just can't be sure. You just cannot be sure. So let's go back into the news itself, and oh my God, like I can't believe this. I really can't believe this. It is so goddamn unfortunate, but. Hey, we can see here that Eric, one of the Bloomberg brothers, as they call them now, James and Eric, he said that apparently the SEC spokesperson told Bloomberg they are not approved yet. Maybe someone put a pre-canned tweet in one day earlier because he heard that they were going to announce the approval on Wednesday, 4 p.m. And honestly, there's really a never dull moment in the Bitcoin markets right now. So this was the tweet, and apparently it was fake. I don't know what to say. The Twitter account has been compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. This doesn't like, can you believe it? Like, this just doesn't feel real to me at all. And in the meanwhile, we can look at this wick. Bitcoin dropped all the way to $41,000. $41,000. Can you believe it, over on Bitflex? If we jump over into TradingView, let's see if this is what has been happening with on the TradingView with this is on Binance. Let's see what's happened on Binance. If we switch to the 1 hourly time frame, we can see that on it's $44,850 Bitcoin has dumped down to. We've also pumped to 47.9K when everybody thought it was real. But I can't believe this market manipulation. It's absolutely crazy, mind-blowing, and Bitcoin is seeing a rejection towards the downside. We took profits exactly at this line of support. If you guys remember on yesterday's live stream, we took profits at the $46,900 level. I've been mentioning in the previous videos also that at 46.9K we have incredible resistance to face, as since March 2022 Bitcoin has not been able to make it back up to that level until today, where after 21 months we have passed and surpassed this level. But it's going to provide us incredible level of resistance. We almost reached the 61.8 on Bitcoin in terms of the weekly time frame, and wow. I am absolutely shocked. And if we jump into the weekly chart, I've also been talking about this MRI top on the weekly time frame. I've been saying that all of this move has most of it been priced in, and here now we're seeing a rejection and a reversal on this top candle. It is possible that it's just not looking good, man. I'm super disappointed. I'm honestly super disappointed. Let me know in the chat, how do you feel? I was actually like, God damn, I mean, it was fake news, and I can't believe that this is what's happened. I'm not planning on shorting Bitcoin. I don't like to short Bitcoin in bullish uptrends, for all of you asking. I don't think it is nice to short assets when you're in a bullish uptrend. I only like to accumulate the asset at lower prices, but let me know if the audio is fine, if the video is fine. Let me know, because I wasn't able to check any of that with the rush that we did going into this breaking news live stream. Oh boy, it is apparently not this easy, but if we jump back into the browser, we can clearly see that this was going to happen, right? So we've done some digging, and hold on, if I switch back to my profile, let's get rid of this, right? Because I don't want to spread misinformation. I don't want to spread misinformation at all. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate. It's crazy. The entire space has been rugged pretty drastically. And if we go over into what has been happening right now, we want to see the latest updates. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I'm speechless. Like James is mind blown too. And this reminds me of the Cointelegraph situation where Bitcoin pumped to $30,000 very briefly. But hey, let's look on the bright side of things. It's not all doom and gloom. It is really not all doom and gloom. Before we go all no, what is happening? It's not all doom and gloom. Look, tomorrow was the final deadline for the 19.4Bs. I can't spell it anymore. I can't say it anymore. I think it was the 19B4s. That was the deadline submission, and that was expected to be approved tomorrow. That is basically the filing expected from the trading houses such as the Nasdaq, from the Nasdaq, you know, the places where the ETFs are going to be actually trading on. They wanted these 19.4B4 approvals, and that was supposed to come in tomorrow. But we were still waiting on one more thing, and this was the S1 approvals, and this was what everybody was kind of cautious about, if we're going to see the S1 approval, if we're not going to see the S1 approval. And what happened was that is kind of being expected to be released later on, and Thursday was the final deadline that the co-founder of Valkyrie Funds and Van Eck have been saying that we can go ahead and start trading on Thursday. But honestly, I don't know what's going to happen now. All of this news can be irrelevant with the latest update that we see. But hopefully, let's see what happens tomorrow morning. If we get the S1s approved, then we can still actually in this time really expect the ETFs to start trading on Thursday. If not Thursday, then going into next week is also possible. And in the side note, Stephen McClurg, the chief investment officer in Valkyrie Funds, is saying that an Ethereum Spot ETF could be coming to the market soon after we see the Bitcoin Spot ETF alongside an XRP ETF. So after this Bitcoin mania with the Spot ETFs are over, I think that Ethereum could be the next asset to see an astronomical pump. But look at this, guys. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a very volatile wick as such. It is really, really unfortunate. It is really, really unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is. It is definitely what it is, and there is nothing to do about it. It is definitely a very, very unbelievable situation that nobody expected. And we're just gonna have to wait for Thursday to see the actual ETFs come around. But I will run through the content I planned for the video that I was going to post just before making this live stream. And funnily enough, I was going to post it, and then while I was posting, I was like, what? The SEC just said that the ETFs are approved? Okay, we got to go into a live. But the Bitcoin search, the search results across the world are increasing phenomenally. In the United States, we can see that Bitcoin is the 18th top searched term within the country. In Germany, we're seeing it's the second most searched term. In Canada, it's the 16th most searched term. In Netherlands, it's the 5th. We can go into Singapore and see it's the 3rd most searched term. So globally, the total amount of people actually getting interested in Bitcoin, getting interested in cryptocurrencies is rising. And this is kind of reducing the social risk because people are coming back into crypto. They're wondering about crypto. They're wondering about what's happening. They're watching YouTube videos again. They're searching about it on Google. But usually this is a bearish sign. Why is this a bearish sign? Now, today actually, or for the past couple of days now, I have a lot of friends in school, my parents, my family members, relatives asking about Bitcoin. Should we get into Bitcoin now? Should we start buying up Bitcoin once again? And honestly speaking, whenever this happens, it's usually a time to be scaling out of positions. Of course, nothing in the stream or video is financial advice, but from my experience, whenever you have people talking about it, the normal average Joe talking about it, it's a time to be starting to scale out of positions and look into re-entering into the market later on. And that's kind of the social risk explained. Of course, it's very nice that we're seeing more people interested about Bitcoin once again, but it is something to keep in mind. Another interesting data, okay, I'll get into this later on, but another interesting data is that 90% of all Bitcoin addresses are in profit after a swift recovery, which is not the case anymore, past $46,000. And Bitcoin is now the 10th largest asset by market cap in the world, which is absolutely fantastic. And people underestimate this. We're not seeing people appreciating this enough, as Bitcoin has a $914 billion market cap. If we reach $66,500 approximately, we'd be taking over silver and taking the spot as the second highest valued commodity to hedge against inflation. And in my personal opinion, once the US, maybe it won't default on its entire debt, but it's going to struggle paying up the interest. Now it's spending more money than it does on its military budget per year, paying the interest back on its $34 trillion national debt. I believe if the US dollar decreases in value, then all of these market caps will simultaneously increase, and Bitcoin will see the largest increase out of them all. Guys, I'm still super frustrated with what's happening. The latest that we know is that Thursday has been the most anticipated deadline if we see the S1 approvals coming in. If we don't, then God, it's a question mark. Let's go to the latest tweets and let's check what Eric is saying, what James is saying, and God, it's just I can't believe it. I can't believe what's going on. If you have anything that you want to share in with your latest updates, I would definitely, of course, happily check it in the comments section and bring it up on the stream too. But oh my God, it's really unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. It went up to 46.7K and then 47.9. So this is not Bitcoin. I think this is maybe GBTC, but it's crazy. So on TV right now talking about this, and yes, I think someone prepped a planned tweet and put it on the wrong date because the tweet would have made perfect sense tomorrow at this time. The language sounds legit SEC-ish, IMO versus a crypto knucklehead pulling a prank, but I guess we'll see. So the final kind of dilemma that we have here is that someone misscheduled the tweet on the SEC account. It was probably scheduled to be approved for tomorrow. Everybody was expecting for the ETFs to be approved tomorrow, and we kind of saw it 24 hours earlier on. But do we believe that this mistake could have been made? Because it is a massive mistake that has been made. Well, I'm kind of struggling to believe it right now, but hey, if that's the case, then at least tomorrow, then we should be seeing the ETFs. But all of us got clickbaited. Like everybody in crypto got clickbaited. Bitcoin went up to $47,800 anticipating this move, and then crashed all the way down back to the $41,000 territory. And that's where we are sitting at right now. God, it is a bit of a shocker, this one. And honestly, another day in crypto, right? Another day in crypto. And if we go over here, you can see the massive candle that we saw in this past 4-hourly period. Bitcoin is we're still positive on this trade. We took profits at $46,900. Just to recap, that was a very important resistance dating back to March of 2022. And we've been mentioning also that Bitcoin leading up towards the approvals, we could come to that $48,000 territory. But after seeing that $48,000 mark, Bitcoin can see a move towards the downside. Now, something interesting that we can analyze here. So in the first couple of minutes of the SEC posting, the market really assumed that this was the real news, right? And we can assess now, given the fact on how Bitcoin reacted after another fake news, we can make a prediction on how it will react on the actual news itself. So if we go to the price of Bitcoin, right, we pumped all the way up to 47.8K, but I think we've hit the tip of the range. We've hit the top as high as we can go. Maybe 48.5 is also possible given the 61.8 on the Fibonacci on the weekly time frame, but now I think 99% of the ETF is priced in, and now that we're seeing this pricing in, after even if we have the actual ETF approval news, the amount of volatility that we will get, or a push towards the upside we'll get, will be exponentially lower than what we would have gotten. But that's what's up with Bitcoin so far. Am I expecting a larger crash towards the downside? Look, in all honesty, this week was expected to be massively volatile, and it's been playing out that way so far. On Thursday and Friday, there's going to be two very important dates. So these two dates are very important. We'll actually hopefully get the real ETF approvals. Given what we can see here, it was probably just a misplanned tweet sent out 24 hours earlier than what it was supposed to be sent out. And if we do see the approval tomorrow, we may see another push towards the 48K area, but then a correction is possible. I'm not shorting Bitcoin once again. I do not like to short Bitcoin when there is a positive uptrend. I only like to accumulate at lower prices. Another thing to mention, honestly speaking, I don't think it's a good time to be entering leverage positions, and I was gonna put this in the video that I was gonna post rather than the stream, but after the SEC news came about, I had to make a stream instead of uploading that video. In my personal perspective, of course, nothing in the stream or video is financial advice. I don't think it is a good time to be in leverage positions. The only reason why I'm keeping this position open is because we got a very good entry price at $40,570 for Bitcoin. That's why I'm keeping it. Stop loss is currently over break even, and we already realized some profits on this $10,000 trading challenge. If you guys, by the way, are looking for a place to be trading Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, you can head over to the description below and sign up to Bitflex if you'd like to give it a try. I've been very happy with it so far. Super simple UI to use, and you can get up to $88,888 worth in prizes and bonuses if you sign up to Bitflex using that link. But ladies and gents, make sure to smash up the like button. Let's get this stream to over, let's see at how many likes we are. We're at 131 likes, but I think we can easily get to 250 likes. It would be very much appreciated as it is currently 1:45 a.m. and I do have school tomorrow morning, so it would be very, very much appreciated if we can get it up to that level. But guys, it's been one hell of a situation. It is fake news, and really this was baited by the official SEC Twitter themselves. So everybody fell for it, and that is pretty unfortunate. Now let's go back into Twitter, because that's where we're going to get all the latest updates from. Let's give this a refresh and see who is posting what. And there are two people that I personally like to follow in the space, and this is from first of all Eric Balkunas, James Seyfarth, and Eleanor Tarrant is also not bad at all. But should have listened to the SEC about the SEC. Careful what you read on the internet. That's yeah, this was that is actually a funny tweet. And look, breaking, the SEC has officially posted that the Bitcoin ETFs were not approved. Less than 15 minutes after the announcement, Gary Gensler posted that their X account has been hacked. The Bitcoin price swung by $3,000 on the headlines. And breaking, it's breaking the ETF news. The ETF approval was fake. And I'll give this tweet. Let's tweet this out to make sure that everybody knows that it was actually not the real approval. So the ETF approval was fake, and let's see here. So the price of Bitcoin swung, had moved by $3,000 in a matter of minutes. $3,000. And we can, it's just, it's absolutely mind-blowing that we saw this, and really it's crazy. And what to expect next? That is a good question, right? What can we expect next from Bitcoin? What is possible? I also had some other points in the video that I wanted to mention that I was going to say earlier on. And it's that everybody has a very, very optimistic prediction on what's going to happen to the Bitcoin ETFs and the amount of capital that's going to be flowing into these Bitcoin ETFs. And the projection by Standard Chartered was $50 to $100 billion. And this is, in my opinion, very, very optimistic overall. To see this number actually come into realization, we should see mass adoption on Bitcoin. And in my opinion, it's better to keep our targets lower. And if we see anything above those targets, then of course it's going to be very bullish for the markets. But if we don't reach the incredibly optimistic number between $50 to $100 billion, then the market is going to be very disappointed, and it will give us more room for a potential correction towards the downside. And Eric Balkunas, once again, has a very, very nice tweet on this, saying that we're expecting our over-under inflows by the end of the year is more like $15 billion and ballpark of $50 billion for AUM, right? So bearing massive Bitcoin price change. So I think it's safe to assume we'll have $15 billion worth of inflows, which may not sound like a lot, but look, in the grand scheme of things, this is the traditional markets, and $15 billion is not bad at all for an asset like Bitcoin. And that would already be very bullish enough, but as you can see, it is nothing compared to the actual price target that we could hit between $50 and $100 billion. We do have some very bullish news too. So these past couple of hours, we've been having a extended war on what the fees are going to be for the ETFs. And we've gone down as far as 20 basis points, and that is half the amount of fees which would be paid to purchase a gold ETF from BlackRock. And how is this bullish, you may be asking? This is bullish because these ETF providers, they're not trying to put very high fees and capitalize on short-term movement. They are willing to reduce the amount of profit that they could potentially make in the short term to make it more accessible to trade to investors, institutional investors, as much as possible by lowering fees, by getting higher market shares. And in the macro long term, they're probably expecting a lot of inflow to be coming in anyways in 2 to 5 years, and they're assuming that they can profit off of this now with very cheap fees, which they can even raise later on down the line. And this is a very nice quote, a quote that, you know, someone that I really look up to mentioned to me before, and it is, we overestimate what we can accomplish in the short term, but we underestimate on what we can accomplish in the long term. And I think in the long term, we're going to be seeing a lot of capital flowing into Bitcoin from all of these ETFs, etc. So it's just a matter of patience and waiting to see how we can perform. Ladies and gents, can you let me know if the audio is fine, because I didn't get a chance to check if the audio levels and the video and everything was okay. So if you can let me know in the comment section, that would be very, very much appreciated from your side. And again, just another disclaimer, leverage trading during volatile times such as this, when we have expected fundamental news that could cause the price of Bitcoin or any other asset to fluctuate by a lot, is not ideal from my experience. And I don't like to trade volatility personally, and I would have closed this trade if we didn't have a very good entry point, like I mentioned earlier on in the stream. So Bitcoin is currently trading at $45,846, down from about $46,900, which we were sitting at before we saw all of this news unfold regarding the ETFs. But the upcoming 48 hours are going to be incredibly volatile, and we can see here that, hold on, what? Is not approved. So breaking SEC approved spot ETFs update. Okay, so this is just an update on what has happened, but it is an emotional roller coaster. And if I go to my profile, like, we've been waiting for this for many years, and you can see here that this was a very funny tweet. So how the Bitcoin spot ETF approval started and how it's going. Like, it's felt like years. It's been going on for 10 months now. And look, I was 15 when we first got the announcement, and now I'm 51. I was actually 15 years old when the Bitcoin announcement first came along, and now I'm 16, and I'm almost 17 actually. And it's been a crazy long amount of time. Imagine the OGs in the space. They've been waiting for institutional adoption into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies ever since like 2015. And we're finally seeing this taking place. And I'm just super bullish in the macro term. Even though we may see a reversal, a little bit of a correction in the short term, I think it's very bullish looking in the overall macro landscape. But Bitcoin crashed all the way down to $41,273 on the shorter time frames, but Bitcoin is holding the 45.8K very nicely. Now I'm going to be checking your comments, so the audio is fine, everything is fine, looking very good. Now another piece of news that was released is that everybody's now expecting a spot Ethereum ETF and a spot XRP ETF. So for all of the XRP and Ethereum bulls out there, guys, I think we could have a massive shift in momentum and focus when we have the Bitcoin ETFs trading to Ethereum and XRP. And if I quickly jump into my Ethereum chart, we can see that Ethereum is now testing the resistance of this rising wedge once again. If we break out of this rising wedge, we would actually be forming a bullish pennant, and this could take us to the level of $3,500. Why do I think that? Because number one, it's a very important level of resistance. And once we look at the previous cycles for Bitcoin, we can see that in each cycle, capital first flows into Bitcoin, then it flows into Ethereum, and then it flows into other altcoins. So if we see the spot ETF news for Ethereum start to emerge, we could see a massive breakout on Ethereum. And in terms of altcoins, the altcoin market has been getting butchered in these past couple of days. I think it is a very nice opportunity to be buying some of these altcoins once again at lower prices. Yeah, let's. I want to. I think I have CoinMarketCap, because in CoinMarketCap we can check some of the altcoins that are going on. It is approaching 2 a.m., ladies and gents, and it would be very much appreciated if you can smash up the like button. It would give me a lot of motivation, honestly. I'm just so tired of this ETF news and everything. It's just been the buzzword that everybody's been saying, and hopefully after the next couple of days it will all be over and we can go back to normal, back to the normal Bitcoin trading life. Right now we're sitting at $45,600. But in terms of price levels to watch out for, 46.9k, super important. As we discussed, March 22 was incredible resistance here. We have the 61.8 on the Fibonacci, and that lies on the $48,553 level. And we also have the golden pocket at $50,200 too. So those are the upper levels of resistance that we should be looking out for in the short term. I personally don't think we can go over that, in all honesty. I think it is more likely to see a rejection towards the downside, possibly towards the 38k level first, until we see a continuation back towards the all-time high. And if we look at the historical figures, Bitcoin does tend to drop by around 30% coming up towards the halving. And even if we do, I think that's a beautiful time to be buying cheap Bitcoin once again. But the psychology that we need to avoid as crypto kids is to make sure that we stick to our principles, because I'm personally saying if Bitcoin drops, I'm going to buy it. But the way that the psychology works is when it does drop, people expect a more significant drop. Or when you see Bitcoin price pumping, you expect a more significant pump, so you don't take profits. This is a mistake that we shouldn't make, because if we do make it, then the market gets the best of us. But in terms of the traditional market, we're seeing the Boeing stock actually collapsing. As you guys know, the 737 Maxes got halted all across the world, and this has been negatively impacting the Boeing stock. So looking at the search trends once again, globally, there's two things trending a lot. Number one, actually the Golden Globes too, but the Boeing company shares and Bitcoin, and this is incredibly bullish. Let's do one final tour of what's happening with the latest posts, and I'll end it there because I do need to go ahead and sleep, as I do have school tomorrow. So securities lawyers tell Fox Business will have to investigate itself for, wow, that's very interesting. Because, I mean, if you think about it, it's been posted on their own official Twitter, right? And how can this happen? Like, it is very, very absurd for this happening. Honestly, that quote was so perfect. And you know, the tweet was worded very, very nicely, and I think it was a matter of being posted very early on. It was probably scheduled to be posted 24 hours earlier than what it was supposed to be, and that's probably why it happened. So you can see here that the SEC Gov X account was compromised, and an unauthorized post was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of the spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. It's just very unfortunate, but looking in the bullish side once again, it is expected to be on Thursday that we get the actual approvals. At this point, the 19.4Bs are going to be approved tomorrow. It looks like there's just some very few amendments on the S1s and 19.4Bs, and at this point they're only changing literally the dots on I's and the crosses on T's. That's what the chief legal officer at Grayscale has been saying. But once those are finalized, hopefully we can see it on Thursday or Friday tradable. If not, then next week. But I don't think it matters too much. If we just see them coming up, that would be absolutely perfect. But ladies and gents, if you do, let me know in the comment section below. Do you want any altcoins for me to do TA on? If it is there, then I will be checking them before I end off the stream. But once again, I do have school tomorrow and I'm incredibly tired, so I will be chillaxing a little bit. Yeah, let's check Bitcoin once again and see what's going on there. Maybe I can do some Medieval Empires gameplay too. But Bitcoin is sitting at $45,000. Once again, we pumped up to the $47,900 level, where everybody was believing the news that the SEC actually approved the ETF, very similar to over here when Cointelegraph posted the fake news about the Bitcoin ETFs. And then we saw a drop all the way down to the $41,000 area over on Binance, and Bitflex so far is where I have checked. Look, it was super expected that we were going to have this volatility. And once again, if you are in leverage positions, I would be very, very, very careful. The reason why we have our position open still is because we got a very good entry at the $40,750 level. We took profits on that trade. You can see here that in my free Telegram channel, I also mentioned that I would be taking profits and closing a little bit more of my trades, approximately approximately 24 hours ago now, and it's just a place where I can post updates without having to make a video if it's not a convenient time to do so. So I definitely recommend going to the description of this live stream and checking out the free Telegram channel to not miss out on any updates, following me on Twitter, and of course, if you're not subscribed yet, definitely subscribe, turn on the notification bell to not miss on any breaking news updates. Let me go through your comments once again, and then I will slowly end off the show. So if you want me to know anything, or you want me to go over any altcoins, etc., this is the time to go ahead and write it in the comments, and then I'll be able to have a look at it. So 32K soon, I think it's difficult, right? I think 34K and then we have 38K. These are already two very important levels to come back down to for support and then continue towards the upside. At $34,000, we have 4.5 billion in liquidity. So going below 34K is a little bit complicated, but 38K is also very good support in the short term. I actually have a video, by the way, dropping with Altcoin Daily very, very soon on the channel discussing about their top altcoins for 2024. So I would definitely subscribe and turn on the notification bell to not miss out on this video. We've already done a video with Da Vinci going through some of our favorite altcoins, but the altcoin market is falling down drastically, and now could be potentially a good time to be buying up these altcoins for cheaper. Once again, I think Doge is a very good one. So what I'll do is I'm going to go into Doge, because Dogecoin is one of my personal favorite altcoins. And guess what? Today we had some breaking news with the X money transmitter license. So if I bring up, let's go to Breaking Whale. We can see here that in Breaking Whale, X is going to launch peer-to-peer payments in 2024, and that X got a money transmitter license in the state of Arkansas. So how is this bullish? Now, we know that X wants to become a finance app, given the coordination of Elon Musk, which he talked to us about a couple of months ago, and we talked about this in earlier videos. If X does become a finance app, the cryptocurrency that they would most likely use is Dogecoin, given the fact that Elon Musk has multiple times mentioned that he would always be supporting Dogecoin. And that's why I am a pretty big bull of Dogecoin. I really like how it's a proof of work mechanism. It's a fork of Litecoin, which is, in hindsight, the technology is more efficient than Bitcoin, but hey, look, Bitcoin's better in every way possible. But if one altcoin were to make it, I do believe that Doge could be a very good pick. So let's go over into the Doge chart, and then we can end off the stream, and then I'll see you guys in the next videos where we can go over some of your other altcoins, because it's coming up to 2:30, actually 2 a.m. now, it's 2 a.m. But Doge is seeing a massive sell-off here alongside other altcoins. I personally think that this could be a good level to enter into Dogecoin, as the capital from Bitcoin flows into Ethereum and then into altcoins following the halving that is coming up very, very shortly. So if I bring up the halving countdown, we can see that the halving should arrive. In there's not much time left. Unfortunately, there's 103 days left until the halving. And as you guys know, given the different Bitcoin cycles, a year after the halving is when we see the all-time high for Bitcoin, and our price prediction for the Bitcoin all-time high for this particular bull run is sitting at $90,000 to $95,000. However, if Bitcoin manages to break above this logarithmic curve at 95K, then a super cycle is imminent. We've talked about the different factors on how the super cycle can be triggered in previous videos. So again, I would definitely recommend going back and watching through them, and then you'll be alerted with the latest information I have. But ladies and gents, that is it for today's live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know, okay, hold on, we got to, yeah, that's not gonna work. So we're gonna have to end it like this. I know that it's been pretty hectic, but thank you so much for bearing with me. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have the actual ETF approval news, and the SEC's Twitter won't get hacked. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you all very soon. Have a wonderful night or day wherever you are, whenever you are. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you. Take care, guys, and bye-bye.